Airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
We need to get community. We need this thing to be bigger than just our little circle of players and coaches.
Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Oregon.
With 2 seconds on the clock. He hits it!
That's the bigger picture in this thing, allowing the community to celebrate the hard work, blue-collar mentality this group brings to the table.
And the Ducks have won it! The Ducks have won!
We get to struggle together, and we get to have joy together.
The Ducks are Pac-12 champions!
I am so proud right now to be the head coach at Oregon.
Catch made! Touchdown, Oregon!
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
It is the bye week, as Coach Lanning described, though. You heard yesterday with Ryan hosting the show. He told Jorgie it's not a bye week, it's a work week. Well, the Ducks are at practice this morning. Ducks will be at practice again tomorrow, and we'll hear from head coach Dan Lanning here on the show tomorrow. He'll meet with the media right after practice. We'll have it for you here on the show, and including a number of other things that we'll get to today, tomorrow, throughout the week. Here's your week breakdown. Thanks to Ryan, by the way, for going through everything yesterday. Ducks are 5-0, sitting in the top 10, and it sure looks like that 12:30 kickoff next Saturday between Oregon and Washington and Seattle is going to be a top 10 battle, and it's amazing. You know, this would be the first time in the 100-plus meetings between Oregon and Washington, it would be the first time that they meet when they're both ranked in the top 10. Wild. It's a work week, and the Ducks against the Huskies coming up next weekend. We're going to review the season, some highlights from each game over the course of the start of the year. That starts today's show. We also have Senior Associate Athletic Director H.J. Cohn joining us, a number of things to cover with him, including some important updates for football tickets. I know a lot of people have been asking, what about tickets to USC, Oregon State? We got updates for you on that. Also, Oregon Volleyball head coach Matt Ulmer, after their weekend split, he's going to join us live here in the Country Financial Studio coming up in just a little while. Men's and women's golf are in action today. Some updates on them. Tomorrow, we'll hear from Coach Lanning. Also, Oregon softball head coach Missy Lombardi is going to join us because the Ducks start fall ball this upcoming Saturday. Their schedule has been released. It's on GoDucks.com. Every fall ball game for Ducks softball is free admission at the Jane, but they're asking for a charitable donation to a different cause actually every weekend. Every weekend has a theme. This weekend is the Maui wildfires, helping get those some help who have been impacted by those wildfires in Maui. So we got Coach Lombardi coming up. Also, we'll highlight the 2023 Oregon Athletics Hall of Fame class. Ceremony was a couple weeks ago. Now here during the bye week, we have an opportunity to actually share with you the interviews that I did up on stage during the ceremony. We have that 2023 Hall of Fame class to tell you about. We'll make some picks with Jerry and Jorgie this week, and also Oregon baseball head coach Mark Wazakowski. Talked with him as fall ball began for the Ducks, and we have that for you coming up on today's program. All right, the season review. Ducks started out in, well, record fashion. A record-setting performance against Portland State. The highlights from the opener to kick off our season in review, at least so far.
And a beautiful, almost fall afternoon of football. It's Oregon, your Ducks, hosting Portland State of the Vikings football season. The games are finally here. Pick up a 5, and here's the keep and the throw. Franklin, can he get around one man to the end zone? Gets it in. Gets it in. This is going to be a run play. That's going to be Irving. Irving takes off, and he's free. Irving free at the 20. Irving at 5. Touchdown, Ducks. Touchdown, Bucky Irving. In a crowd, and just came out of it. Back to throw again. Got an open receiver inside Ferguson again. Trying to get away, 10-5. Franklin. Touchdown, Franklin. Touchdown, Ducks. Pitch it out to him, goes right, cuts it back inside of the 5, still to his feet, the 3, the 2, the 1. Why not? Yes! Touchdown, Oregon. Second touchdown for Jordan James. And Bo and Oregon will go for it. On 4th and 1. Snap. Give it to Bucky. He's gone. He's gone. Bucky Irving, 20. See you later, Irving. Touchdown, Ducks. 33 yards. Well, he's going to throw and get it anyway.
Okay, there we go.
Touchdown to Gary Bryant Jr. Now to get everybody in this game. Here's a handoff and up the middle and breaking it. And that's going to be a touchdown. Jade Lamar. And we're seeing something we've never seen before. 81-7. A new, modern, not just stadium, but scoring record for the Oregon Ducks.
Started off in record fashion. Jerry Allen and Mike Jorgensen on the call. Ducks moved to 1-0. Then a road test. And so far, this has been the most difficult game that the Ducks have played this season. Traveled to Texas Tech, match up with their former quarterback in Tyler Shuck, a team that had not lost at home in 23 straight games. And Texas Tech was coming off a loss to Wyoming. Ducks were sitting at 1-0. This ended up being a tough one, and I'm still just playing Silver Wings in my head over and over again as the Ducks move to 2-0 here.
A record-setting start to a season continues as Oregon visits the great state of Texas, Lubbock, Texas, and the Texas Tech Raiders. And waiting to come back to the line of scrimmage. Here's a go deep again. Gone down the left side. Got him. 20. Got him. 10. It'll be touchdown Oregon. That quickly, Oregon comes back to Troy Franklin. Touchdown Ducks. Now Irving motions all the way to the left. Bo steps up to throw. Dumps it over the middle. It's caught. Tez Johnson. Touchdown Oregon.
Too much speed.
And Oregon's going for 2 and they get it. Ducks go for 2. They spread it out and hand it off. Going up. He kept it. Now wants to throw it. Tries to throw. Ball comes loose. Fumble. Still on the ground. Ducks fall on it. Finally back at the 34-yard line. Turn and hand it off up the middle. Irving gets it in. Hit, spun, and kept the leg drive going into the end zone. Touchdown Ducks. Sets him up, takes the snap, gonna keep it, go right, and I don't think he get it. He did not get it. Short of the first down by a full yard. Oregon takes over. Snap, plate, hold, kicked up, plenty long enough. Good for the lead. With 1:10 remaining. Shuck wants to snap, got it, back to throw. Pressured, throws, intercepted, and it'll be for 6. A pick 6. Wow. What an incredible finish to a football game as Jeffrey Bossa has put it away for Oregon.
He really did put it away. I know a lot of people were like, hey, go down, but God, that was so much fun to see Jeffrey Bossa do that, and it all was because Brandon Dorlus got pressure on Tyler Shuck. He had moved inside. Now, since then, we've seen the Ducks do that a lot on the defensive line. Worked out. A tough road test. Oregon came out on top and returned home, and the Ducks flexed their muscles a little bit in the third game against Hawaii to move to 3-0.
Here come your Ducks. Gary Bryant Jr. way outside of the right receiver, inside of him of one left, and Bo is going to go back and roll right to throw. Stops, downfield, wants to go deep. He's got Tez. Tez makes the catch for the touchdown. Easy peasy. Bo Nix.
How about that beauty?
49 yards. One wide receiver way out to the left. And going to go right, got a chance. 10, 5, pylon, touchdown. Touchdown Ducks.
Jordan James there, number 20.
Very, very high. Returnable, a yard deep and bringing it out. 10, 15, and didn't make it a 15. Holy cow.
Is that Betcher?
Betcher just lowered the boom. And Bo on 4th and a yard. Hands it off. Outside goes Whittington. There goes Whittington, 30. Stutter step 20, inside of the 10, and finally dragged down at the 3-yard line. Tight formation, everybody in. Here's Bo rolling right. Going to throw to the back of the end zone. Easy touchdown to Trayshawn Holden. Holden was outside and then came back to the formation. A very tight formation. Bo rolled immediately to his right. Holden just slipped behind everybody. And now in motion, Herbert goes all the way to the left. Here's a screen to the left, set up perfectly. Tez Johnson, 5, touchdown Oregon. Perfectly executed screen pass to Tez Johnson, who had multiple blockers in front of him. Oregon showing pressure. Back to throw. Little shovel pass, and he never got rid of it.
Popo Amavai with the sack.
And Thompson hands the ball off, one left, cut it up, big hole up the middle, jump over the 25, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Oregon. Great cutback by Woodington. Noah Woodington, touchdown Ducks. On third down and long. Quick throw, inside throw, first down. Trayshawn Holden, 20, 10. He caught the ball in the middle, and then it was just his speed that ran away from everybody. They did a lot right tonight. 55-10.
They did do a lot right. Moved to 3-0. Then, with the Ducks, we all know the stage was huge. Colorado in town, so many eyeballs on this game for so many different reasons, and it's safe to say that the Ducks rose to the occasion. 4-0 after the victory over Colorado.
There come your Ducks. There's the Harley. Gonna be loud today. Goal. Snap. Give it up. Woodington. Touchdown, Oregon. Noah Woodington. Little hesitation at the line, and then found it. Two-back set, now empty to one, and Bo's going to keep it, try to go up the middle. Now throws the pass, and he got it! Casey Kelly. I thought Bo was going to run. Casey Kelly just kind of slipped out of the left-hand side. And here is James waiting for the snap. It's a fake. And it's a great one. Rumbling, stumbling inside or over the 35-yard line. Casey Rogers, my man.
How about that?
Oh, man.
From inside your own 20-yard line, you run a fake punt. And it worked perfectly.
And back to throw. Going to go fade route to Franklin. He's got it. Touchdown, Oregon. And Troy Franklin, his fourth touchdown catch of the year. And Sanders with a snap. No pressure. Now pressured. Hit. Goes down. Back at the 15-yard line. The pocket just squeezed in, and Jordan Birch, the first one to reach him. Two receivers out to his right. Snap. Blitz comes. Ducks get on him. Pressured. And he will go down. Clear back at the 25-yard line. Evan Williams, you could see him coming.
I thought Shedeur Sanders was lucky to hold on to that ball.
And the snap and go back to throw. Has protection, goes deep, wide open. Over the middle is Franklin, who will just Sunday stroll it into the end zone.
There's a quick score for you.
Troy Franklin. Touchdown number 5 this season. Bo. Franklin alone to the right. Empty backfield now is Bo. Turns it up, wants to run and does. Gets inside the 5, 3, touchdown, Bo Nix! I said it before, Bo Nix, give me 6. Sanders. Edwards to his left in the backfield. The shotgun back to throw. Pressure comes, they got him again! And the first one there, Evan Williams, but there was help coming. Final, Oregon 42, Colorado 6.
Huge stage. Ducks performed, and, I come back to this. Jerry Allen said it going into the week that Oregon has played in so many big games, right? The Ducks were ready for that big stage for a lot of reasons. And then going on the road, I thought, hey, Stanford has ruined Oregon's fun so many times the last 10, 20 years. Can't overlook it, especially going into a bye week, Huskies on the horizon, all these things. Ducks started a little slow, but moved to 5-0 with really an impressive second-half performance on the road on Saturday.
Big ball game for a lot of reasons. For Oregon, the opportunity to stay undefeated. Here's back to throw again. Lamps it, pressure, hit it, he'll go down. Back at the 46 of the Cardinal, and the first Duck there, Carby Jackson, and the snap back to throw. Hit, and a bull rush. Oh! Well, we saw him do that last week. Evan Williams came out of nowhere, right up the middle, untouched. And gives it to James again, and he may go all the way. 5, touchdown, Jordan James. What a huge hole on the left side.
Boy, was there ever.
And Bo with a snap. They hand it off to Bucky again. Gets through a big hole, cuts outside a straight arm to the 5. He'll get it to the 2. Oh, touchdown, Bucky Irving. That was pretty much a great job on the offensive line. And then the best was Bucky.
He is slippery. He's powerful.
Bo under center. Give it to Joe. He's going to throw it to the end zone. What a catch by Fergie. Touchdown, Oregon. Terrence Ferguson. Don't you dare try to take it away from me. So 2nd and 3. Bo off of play action to throw. Pressure, but throws it way downfield. Franklin's there. Sidesteps 1, 5. Touchdown, Ducks. Troy Franklin with a nifty move after he caught the ball. He made a Cardinal whiff. Bo with a snap. Quick throw over. Franklin, he'll get there. Touchdown, Troy Franklin. You block like that, I'm going to give you a chance to score. Troy Franklin, touchdown Ducks. Here's Bo. Wants to throw. Inside throw. There's Holden. Ain't no doubt about that. Great route, great throw, tremendous catch, and another touchdown, Oregon. The final second ticks off, and Oregon ends it with a 42-6 win.
Ducks are 5-0. 2 wins on the road. 3 wins at home. After this bye week, or as Coach Lanning has said, it's a work week, Ducks head to Seattle for that 12:30 kickoff. Both teams coming off a bye. Looks like it's going to be the first time ever that these two teams will meet in the regular season when they're both ranked in the top 10. This is going to be a doozy, and it's going to be fun. But that's how we got here. Now we're going to get a timeout and tell you more about tickets and how you can come watch this team, the Jake. Basketball season coming up because H.J. Cohn is here in the Country Financial Studio. We're back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by your local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio. He's H.J. Cohn, ladies and gentlemen. H.
Thanks for the warm welcome.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Absolutely.
How are things?
Awesome.
Have you just
Things are great.
Like, you've had nothing to do, right? Just really, really slow few months here.
You know what? It's a situation we all embrace and welcome department-wide of when you're looking at how our fall sports are doing. And obviously football gets a ton of attention, but we have a number of great student-athletes in fall sports going right now, and it takes the entire department to make sure that continues on the right trajectory. So we're embracing it, and we welcome it with open arms.
No doubt. You're also in charge of a number of different things that we're going to talk about. Let's start with tickets for football. So I've said this on the show a few times now, H, like the way that ticket sales have gone this year, basically you should get tickets for the Cal game now because that's the one that's left. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong on that by any means. I think for the first time in a while, the value of having a season ticket anywhere in the stadium, a parking pass in the lot has proven to be a wise decision and a smart one, if you will, on the financial side because of the price of single game tickets. The fans that might not be able to make all the games, but with the digital ticketing that we've implemented a couple years ago, you have the ability to sell those, transfer those, donate those. So even with buying season tickets and you're not able to make all games, there's other options. And to your point, Washington State, USC, and Oregon State, we have standing room only now. And Cal is the only one we have reserved seating for. And we saw that trend really start with Colorado early on, and then Washington State in the last 3 weeks has really picked up as well. And we expect that for Cal. So it's not just us pushing it online or on the air. It's really, hey, if you want to come see this football team and see a premier program in the country right now, Cal's going to be your best shot.
Well, it's interesting. Like we know that there's some nostalgia factor with this season, right? Like it's the first time or the last time you get to see some of these matchups, at least for a little while, as far as we know. Now, that being said, though, like the conference is also really good. Like we knew that this was going to be a good home schedule. You talk about USC, talk about the excitement with Deion Sanders in Colorado, all these different things, right? But I feel like to take it a step forward, like you touched on this, and I wanted to follow up. The digital ticketing has been a big difference, right? So I don't know, like, can you quantify how much of an impact that has had now for the fan base? Like the ability to have season tickets and sell them if you can't go. I don't know. Like, have you talked to a lot of people about that?
I mean, I can give you just a simple example that we definitely drew upon is last year we hosted Eastern Washington. I think was the season opener.
Yeah.
And the season opener, historically speaking, at home has been a family-friendly game. Weather seems to be pretty good. Timing is good, but it's also sometimes over a holiday weekend, so you have people traveling and whatnot. We noticed on the transfer of the ticketing side of that, we gained 1,500 new accounts of people that we did not have in our system that at some level raised their hand, right, and said, all right, I have interest in going to this game. Whether it was a friend and they had their neighbor gave them tickets, instead of meeting at, the Bi-Mart parking lot and saying, hey, meet me here on Friday, I'll give you the tickets in person. It was at the simple click of a few buttons.
Right.
And so what we can do with those leads, if you will, is those people, like I said, I would never know, and our ticketing staff would never have a chance to understand and know that these people had some sort of interest, a vested interest, to go to an Oregon football game. I would argue if it was against Eastern Washington, 99% are probably going for the Ducks, and maybe there's some few Eastern Washington alums out there. Good on them for making a trip to Autzen.
Yeah.
But for the most part, now we can reach out to them and say, hey, have you guys thought about going to a women's volleyball game this fall?
Right.
There's a football game the next day. Why don't you come down Friday and go to that for the out-of-town markets? So there's a lot of capabilities that allows us to do with, hopefully, the ease of the customer being able to transfer, like I said, sell or donate.
Well, I think that's a great example. Like I talk about it all the time that, like make a weekend of it if you're coming down anyway, like we've talked about with football. But I mean, man, like it just seems to me like it's such an advancement that seems obvious, but I feel like it has made it easier for fans. I could tell you from my friends' perspective, they think it's easier for them.
Yeah, so. and the other thing is that I think we were one from a later standpoint to adopt this process from a national standpoint, and we are fortunate we have some of the best traveling fans in the country. I mean, you guys have witnessed it firsthand, like myself, that when you go, and obviously it's top of mind, Stanford, and sure felt like we had more fans in the building, Ducks there.
No kidding.
Their system is digital. When we go play a non-conference game or a bowl game, now 90% of the venues we go to are digital. I think we've been to one this year at Texas Tech that was not. Outside of that, so our fans have really figured it out. This is not just Autzen Stadium or Matthew Knight Arena or whatever it may be, Oregon Athletics doing this. This is, when you go fly, you have a lot of people using your wallet and downloading your tickets. You go to concerts, you go to other sporting events. It is the world that we're moving into.
Yeah.
And so we're in year 4, I want to say now, and I would say for the most part people have really gotten the hang of it, and hopefully, again, they find some benefits to it outside of just having it at your fingertips.
And I want to say again, like you touched on how there's a financial benefit then to being a season ticket holder, because if you do end up with one of these big-time games like USC later in the year, the secondhand market can get crazy, as I understand it is getting right now.
Yeah,
so
I mean, we had season tickets this season on sale for $249 for 7 home games. And my quick math would suggest where those locations are, you could have sold, in theory, if you were trying to make your money back, or really my point being of the value of the season ticket is you could have taken 2 of those games on the single game pricing of what the secondary market was dictating and suggesting and made up and been whole or even, plus go to 5 more home football games.
Yeah.
And that's really rang true throughout a big chunk of the stadium.
Wow.
So with that, I think for us, we wanted to try to continue to provide opportunities for fans to get into our venues. When I look at basketball, our schedule's probably close to being announced both on the men's and women's, finalized with dates. We have $10 entry tickets to Matthew Knight Arena to go watch Oregon versus UCLA.
Right.
So we can't say that narrative enough out there that we are really trying to embrace the community, whether it's your schedule, whether it's a cost barrier, you can only make 1, 2, 3 games a year. We really want to provide opportunities for youth, families, people of all demographics to come support what really, in our case, and particularly Eugene, is a community university that this community has really rallied around for decades upon decades, that we're the beneficiaries of and that we'd like to provide back.
Yeah, good stuff. H.J. Cohn joining us. All right, I got to ask you about basketball. I mean, for example, like Michigan's going to be here, and it seems odd to say that it took so long to get Michigan on the men's basketball schedule after all the years, and now Michigan's going to be the one that is returning in future years. Sometimes the world works out in weird ways. That's going to be a big non-conference game, though.
Yeah, no, we're really looking forward to that. That's on the men's side. I want to say December 2nd off the top of my head. We don't know that game time yet, but it is a Saturday. So we do expect that place to be rocking. Matthew Knight Arena, as we all know it, both on the men's and women's basketball side, acro and volleyball, has become a home court advantage. And we certainly expect that to be the case there. Like I said, we're going to have many opportunities to get in the building, and price should, in our case, in our hopes, not be one of those barriers. Like I mentioned, there will be $10 tickets available to get in. So if you're a family of 4, $40 to bring your family to watch really 2 perennial programs from a national standpoint.
Yeah, and on the scheduling note, I've had a lot of people ask me this. So where it's at now, the conference schedule for the men and the women, TV is making selections, and so some games, like we've talked about the pairings, right? Some games may move to a Wednesday or a Sunday, for example, on the men's schedule, and the women could have some move to a Thursday, et cetera, et cetera. And once TV makes those selections, then we have a solidified schedule. We know where we'll be. We just don't necessarily know the time yet. So
yeah,
it's coming.
And we're really close with that. We're certainly waiting on TV to finalize that. I would think they're close, being the season's somewhat close,
right.
On both men's and women's. And we're putting together, obviously we have season tickets on sale right now, but we're also putting together mini plans and single opportunities for those one-off games that fans want to attend. Yeah. But even with the mini plans that we're offering, our hope is to get, particularly outside of Eugene, for families that can't commit to a season ticket, especially with basketball being a lot more games than, say, a football, if you will. But those mini plans to be very lucrative in terms of the opponents, and additionally the price points.
I dig it.
Again, on both football and all of our sports, we're trying to add the most value and bang for your buck by purchasing a season ticket. Even if you can't make all those games, there's opportunities to backfill those with people that will.
I love it. We're going to get time out, come back. Got to ask you about the Jake. We're close, right?
Very close, yeah.
Very close.
Next week.
New golf facility on the way. That big old ribbon cutting. I have thoughts.
You can have thoughts. I already know what's going to happen, but
okay,
let's do it.
Let's find out what's going to happen next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with a Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4 or haul fun with a Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Oregon Sports Network, Country Financial Studio. I am H.J. Cohn.
That was great. Good job. Well done. Take it from here. What do you got?
We got the Jake Grand Opening coming up, don't we, Joey Mack?
Good. Yeah.
What do you know on that?
Yeah. Well, so when Jody Sykes was on for an Athletic Director Tuesday, she oversees the women's golf team. You oversee the men's golf team. I said to Jody, like, I have this vision instead of like a ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
Why don't we go like military rifle salute style and just have the team hit balls at the driving range to open the facility? So
That's an idea.
That was my thought.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll take it into consideration.
Who wants a ribbon cutting when you can have like a driving competition?
We are very excited about this facility. This has kind of been, especially for Casey Martin, a long time coming, a dream of having a dedicated facility. When you think about college athletics and the facility world, obviously Oregon's right at the top, if not at the top. And just for a number of years and a number of reasons, some limitations and some barriers were presented, and finally to get past those with some great partners down at Emerald Valley and some others have really allowed us to come to fruition and really, I think, hit the gate running about a year ago and said, okay, we're green lighted. Let's go. We got to go raise money for this. We got to get our project team in order and then kind of back engineer it from a timing standpoint. And like I said, we're doing a grand opening next week for the student athletes and those who supported it, and then we'll roll out some other ones.
Yeah, that'll be fun, man. I know it's been a long time coming, and like just seeing it come to fruition. I know it's got to be so rewarding for you. You mentioned for Casey Martin, like just for the program in general. This is the next step. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, student athletes first and foremost, right? I mean, we've had great golf success, particularly in the last 10 years, and not only that, but certainly was heightened in the last 10 years on both men's and women's. And even into today. And so to be able to have a dedicated facility where when you're an athlete, as you know, not from being an athlete, I want to make sure that's clear, but as you know, being around athletics, Joey.
That's right. Same as you.
Certainly. Guaranteed. As you know, the level of dedication and the drive to improve on your craft, regardless of the sport, is at such an elite level. And we pride ourselves at University of Oregon in our athletic department particularly of allowing the best opportunity and creating the best experience for student athletes. And so that really will check all those boxes for both men's and women's golf moving forward with this facility.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Well, thanks for always taking the time. What did we miss? Anything else you want to cover? What should fans know?
No, I think really exciting, obviously, with home football games that are slated on the calendar left. Like I said, get your Cal tickets now because we expect that one to sell out as well. Men's and women's basketball coming up, right in the thick of volleyball, playing great. So certainly it always is the case, but right now even more so, great to be a Duck.
Duck volleyball head coach Matt Ulmer, by the way, next on the show. He'll be making his way in. We've got some fun things in store. He did a mic'd up practice with us.
Okay.
I can't say it now.
Oh yeah, no, come on in, big guy.
He's
no,
walking
come here.
in, so
come here.
I can't give you the tease, but it's gonna be worth your time, everybody.
I hope he can bring you back from a commercial.
He will. H.J. just brought us back from commercial, Coach,
in the Country Financial Studio. So bring your A game.
See, hey. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for everything. H.J. Cohn, Senior Associate Athletic Director. When we come back, Matt Ulmer, Oregon Volleyball Head Coach. We got some fun things in store. Talk about the weekend. Also some updates on men's and women's golf. They're both in action today. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I'm not doing it. No, it's not happening. Desert Financial Studio, Joey Mack.
You would have been great.
Yeah.
Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. He's Matt Ulmer, Oregon Volleyball Head Coach.
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
Phenomenal. I mean,
right,
HJ took over the show.
I know, that's a lot. It's a lot to follow.
He just started talking. I was like, what is happening right now? But
he's a pretty impressive guy.
Yeah. I mean, it runs in the department.
Does it?
For everyone but me. You're right.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. How's your hair today?
But you try.
Having a good day?
Why? Why do you say that?
I'm just asking.
What'd I do?
Nothing. I'm asking.
Is it messing it up?
No. I have.
I feel like I didn't blow dry, so the volume's a little low. But
see, there we go. That's what I was talking about.
That's what he needed. I gave him what he needed.
Weekend split. We're gonna talk about it. Washington State. We also have some fun highlights from practice to play for you.
Oh, good.
Coming up today. So I hope you know what
Whose
that
highlights?
entails. Yours.
Great.
And we're not talking about hair highlights.
Okay.
We're talking about the best of that didn't make the mic'd up practice clip that we shared on social media last week. So,
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Weekend split. What'd you take away?
What'd I take away? Crowd was great. Love the atmosphere at Matthew
Way to go, crowd.
Friday, I thought, we didn't compete as hard as I would like. I didn't like our competitive intensity, but we did a lot of things well. We handled their serving well, which we talked about last week, that, Washington's one of the best serving teams in the country. I thought we did a good job with that. Our middles had a great weekend all the way around, and Kara and Carson are just getting better every day. Their connection with Hannah, that's a big deal for us. We're continually blocking well, and, we're doing a lot of things well. but our offense, wasn't great overall, especially from the pins this past weekend. And when you're playing good serving teams, it's going to rely a lot on your left sides or your opposite to score. And we just didn't score well enough at that, to go 2-0. But yep. So I thought, we like winning, but I like playing better, more importantly, which we've talked about.
Right.
So Friday was a little bit disappointing from that aspect, even though we won. And then Sunday, I loved our competitive intensity. I thought, I thought we brought it. We were very present. We were there. Washington State is a very good team, which we know. We always play point for point with them, except for the first 10 points of the first set. Outside of that, we did that. But it was a great defensive battle. If you like offense, it was not a fun match for you. But as far as serving, blocking, defense, it was really high level volleyball. Again, we didn't execute well enough, from the pins in general for us to be successful. But again, we had talked about the last week we were working on the connection and it just wasn't there yet, but we're going to keep working on it. But I know it can get better.
I felt like it was such on Sunday. It was just such like a grinded out on both sides. I mean, I know you mentioned like if you like defense, you enjoyed it. If you like offense, maybe not for you, but like, you guys have played a lot of really high-level offensive matches. Like, do you have a lot more takeaways after kind of a grinded-out defensive performance, I suppose, after you review the film? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so both of us on the season, Washington State and Oregon, were both above a 300 hitting percentage, like top 5 or whatever in the country.
Statistically speaking, you were arguably the 2 best teams that have faced off all year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think what you saw from that is, we're right by each other.
Yeah.
It was really point for point.
It felt like championship volleyball.
So to me, it felt a lot like our Sweet 16 match against Nebraska last year,
really?
Where Nebraska was statistically the best defensive team in the Power 5 last year, and where nothing was easy, nothing was coming easy from an offensive standpoint. That's how it felt, and I thought it was that way for both. Again, it felt like playoff atmosphere. Yeah. You could really feel the intensity from both sides, really getting after it like it mattered. So I thought all that was really, really good. We just need to execute better from the offensive standpoint. And again, like I said, we will get better at it. But so many great performances. I thought Hannah was the best player in the gym. I didn't think it was close. I thought she was fantastic. Even though we only hit 110 as a team, I thought our setter was phenomenal. So that's interesting. I thought she was really good. Georgia and Gabby handled serve receive so well, the middles again. And then, Morgan in set 3 and 4 was, dynamic as ever on offense. Just started off slow. So again, we can get better. We're going to see them again. And I expect it'll be another fun one.
Well, they're high-level volleyball match.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. What can I take away? I can take away that we can play defense against the best offensive teams. That's what I can take away, which is so important. If we're going to win championships, we've got to be able to do that.
Yeah.
We've got to be able to hold good teams down, and we held them to 160, which that's half their hitting percentage. That's really exciting.
Right.
So I took that away. We've been serving really well. I'm very excited about that. So there was a lot of positives.
That was a big focus for you, I know, heading into this year. Wanted to serve better.
I was reflecting. I was trying to think of the last time where I thought we served well and we lost.
Huh. Interesting.
And I couldn't think of one. So that is a bit of an anomaly for us, but again, we had our chances in 3 and 4 after winning the second set.
So, to that point, like, I really felt like, and this is okay, like the amateur viewer here, right? So in the third set, like, there's a couple moments where maybe you get the set point there. Sometimes I think it can be simplified, like if you have that moment go your way, it changes the entire match. Like as a coach, that's got to be tough to think about sometimes because I know there's so many factors that go into these things. But was it that close of a match? Did it kind of feel like you had 1-2 moments and we're not having this same conversation today?
I mean, we had a swing to win the third set.
Right.
And then we had multiple chances to win the fourth set.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, we were the better team for a lot of that match, and we didn't win. So, again, there's a lot to learn. Again, I felt actually much worse about Friday than I did Sunday.
Wow.
So even though I know everybody likes winning, I get that. I like it also. But I liked a lot more of what I saw from us on Sunday. That Sunday team has a chance to be a really special team. Mm-hmm. Again, we got to execute better. We made so many unforced errors hitting, but outside of that, we did a lot of really high-level stuff that we've been working on, and I was really proud of them.
I wanted to ask you, I had on my bullet points about Hannah Bucas. I mean, I know this was a big weekend for her, and you're smiling. Like you said, she was the best player in the gym. I mean, I feel like just as an individual, like the season that she's put together for you so far has been a special one.
Yeah, I felt on Sunday like she made a lot of Misty plays. So Misty May is my volleyball hero, and I thought just special like you can't teach it. Like you just she feels it. Just made a lot of great feel reads and plays, and I thought she made a lot of those. And I was just I was a fan in those moments. I felt like I wasn't her coach anymore. I was just a fan. So that was really cool to see. That she has that ability in her. Yeah, I mean, it probably means a little bit more because it's her former team from that aspect. But again, she's been really good for her whole time here.
Yeah.
But I felt like she really she steps up in big moments, and that was a big moment. She stepped up.
A career accolade moment. Gabby Gonzalez presented with that ball for 1,000 career digs. I mean, it looked very similar to the Matt Ulmer first career win ball. I like the font choice.
I can't believe you still have that.
For these things. Yeah, it's here every day.
Thanks.
Every day. We make sure that I angle.
Do you clean it ever?
Yeah.
Or
we actually dust the desk.
Oh, the desk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if
is that part of the desk?
I mean, yeah. But
so do you just do this and you just sweep it up onto the?
No, I actually truthfully we have like towels for this exact purpose. Are you saying that the desk is dusty?
Let's see. Yeah, that's good. It's fine.
Okay. God.
No, it looks nice.
What the heck was
Thanks
that
for
about?
that. Thanks for that.
That's a cool accolade, though, getting to 1,000.
For Gabby, yes, absolutely. Again, Gabby is a fantastic all-around player. I was really impressed by her. Washington State's a great serving team, and we ended up going to a two-person serve receive for a lot of it. And they were targeting Gabby with most of their serves, and I thought she handled it really, really well. She continues to step up and shine, and she's been such a great addition to our team.
You talk about like the defensive aspect to the weekend, I suppose. I kind of wanted to follow up on that. Like, we talk a lot about your offense because your offense has been so good. I think that in volleyball, it's often like the block. A couple weeks ago against UCLA, you have 13 blocks. Like, what about what about the defensive specialists? Like, what have you seen from that aspect? And you talk about serve, receive, and passing. I don't know. Like, maybe I don't ask you about that enough as I should in these segments that we do.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. See, there you go.
No, there's three different pieces, right, for our defense to be great, and that's our serve, and then our block, and then our floor defense. And again, I thought our floor defense as a group, early on in the non-conference was disappointing. But as again, those other two pieces have come together, our floor defense is really solidified. Again, like I said, I was very proud of our defense again for another week in a row of how we played, and again, just the toughness. Washington State in particular, they hit the ball very hard. That ball's happening very fast. They have great options everywhere, and we made a lot of great floor plays. So I thought that was excellent. Daly McClellan and Kate Thibault have done a nice job for us. Elise Ferrer, when she's in there, has done a great job for us. But it's led by Georgia Murphy.
Yeah.
And Georgia is she's been a fantastic quarterback for us on the defensive side, and she is telling everybody what to do. She's chirping, she's getting everybody to believe in them, and they're following her. And I'm really happy for her. But all of her hard work has really shown off.
To that point, like you talk about quarterbacks on the field, and in some ways like coaches on the court, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of these analogies, that we all have used. Like, but as a coach, how valuable is that to maybe that you don't have to say everything, like how valuable is that as a coaching staff?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I say that much. The players might disagree with me, but I actually feel like I'm not saying that much. If I do, it's really meant to be helpful or encouraging, whether it comes off that way or not, but that's what I'm trying to do. But even like in that, the clip you were talking about, like even in the practice, I feel like I'm not saying a ton. A lot of the stuff is silly or, that type of thing. But I'm not giving too much because, again, so much they know. So there's not a ton to say, maybe a couple of reminders here or there, but a lot of it is, they're talking out together. And again, the brain trust of the group a little bit is normally your libero, your setter, and then your 6-row player. And so again, and we have more than that, but just between Gabby and Georgia and Hannah, like what a trio
a lot of experience
of IQ of the game, and so just letting them cook, like letting them figure it out together and communicate that. Again, the middles are 11th years combined. It's like there's, and then there's little old Mimi over there on the side. So I think there's a lot of experience. A lot of it they're going to figure out. What I've really loved is a lot of times they come to me and go, can we switch to this type of defense, or can we do this blocking? And I'm like, yeah, I love that. That's a great read, great idea. So
cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to get that all the time, but with this group, a lot of it is I'm trying to be helpful where I can, find the moments. I don't want to overburden them because I want them to trust what they're doing.
He's Matt Ulmer, Oregon volleyball head coach. Colorado, 6 o'clock on Friday, televised on Pac-12 Oregon. Hitting the road to Boulder this weekend, and then you got an 11 a.m. start in Salt Lake City on Sunday against the Utes. What do you want to see this weekend?
Oh, this is always a brutal road trip, right? I mean, they always play so well at home. I mean, last year I feel like Colorado was definitely one of our toughest matches. It was our miracle comeback that we had in the fourth to save it, and then we found a way to win in the fifth, but they always play so well there. Again, I would like to see not what I saw Friday. I'd like to see what I saw Sunday, obviously with better execution, but I'd like to see that competitive intensity. I would really like for that to just be a staple of what we do. You know, you're always going to count on that we're very present, and that we're going to come out of the gates, you know, ready to play. So if we see that, then again, we're going to be successful against a lot of teams. You know, so that's what I would like to see.
That's next up on the horizon. Okay, now we're going to have a little bit of fun.
Great.
So shout out to Gabe Innocente.
Yeah, Gabe.
From the Quack Video team. Went to practice, slapped a microphone on this guy, recorded.
Yeah, actually, it was a little extra.
The microphone didn't fall off,
slapped
did
it. I mean, it was.
You got to make sure it sticks.
A mark.
You got to patch.
A little bit.
Yeah. That's good. Good job,
okay.
Gabe.
Thanks, Gabe.
That's good production.
Thanks, buddy.
So Gabe went to practice, shot for about an hour and a half, and I have to tell you, the original edit of Gabe's mic'd up with you was 5.5 minutes long.
Oh.
So you said you don't talk very
much. I really
don't.
Like I said, how I feel.
Right.
So, what I perceive.
So it was great stuff, though. So had to make some selections, you know, got it to be about 2 minutes long by the time all was said and done. Great work, Gabe.
Thanks,
Gabe.
But
there was one clip in particular that Gabe insisted stay in the final edit. And I mean, he insisted.
Is it going to get me in trouble?
No.
Okay, fine.
He insisted it. Well, it depends on your version of trouble. Trouble is relative.
Would it get you in trouble?
Maybe.
Well,
so we'll see. But we're going to play it and find out together. So this is the clip that Gabe insisted it stay in its entirety. Now, a version of this
I love that
clip,
you're just throwing Gabe under the bus right now.
A version.
Like, if this doesn't go well, you have nothing to do with it, which is garbage.
I had everything to do with it.
Okay, there we go.
I was the one that made the edit.
Okay.
So this is the full version of one of the clips that didn't make it into the mic'd up with Coach Ulmer last week.
All the things I do around here. Coaching volleyball is just this little piece of it. That was gum, by the way.
Was it gum?
Yeah, gum. Janitor. Custodial service.
I mean, look, everybody has to do their part.
Singer.
Singer is true.
That's true.
I thought maybe you burst into song here. But no, it's coming. Wait
for it. It's like the only time I did.
Wait for it.
Keeping Joey Mack employed. These are all things I do.
Gabe insisted that it stay in the final edit.
How did that not make the original?
No.
The long pause was for effect, and I knew he was still on me, so I was like, this is my moment.
When you turned, so those of you that are listening to the show and not watching, Coach Ulmer turned right to the camera and just smirked right after saying that.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for.
I felt like that was a very intimate moment between us right there.
You were looking at me.
That was
the camera.
yes. It was. Yeah. There was no lens.
Did you have fun?
Always.
Good.
Yeah, I have fun every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the dig.
Yeah, that was Georgia Murphy's gum, which happened in a match earlier also, and was in my hand, and I threw away in the match one day.
Well, look.
And then again in practice, Georgia Murphy's gum, I pick up and I take from her and I go through it away.
Look, it takes what it takes to be successful.
Yeah. Boy.
Look.
Yeah. She chooses.
It takes a village.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It takes a village.
I can do that for her.
Yeah.
No problem.
Hey, thanks for having some fun with us.
Thank you.
As always.
Thanks for that.
Here's to a great road trip. I know.
And
it's
to your
one.
employment.
Thank
Congratulations.
You. Thanks. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Look, without Coach Ulmer, earlier without H.J., earlier without Jerry and Jorgie on the call for football and Scott editing it. Yesterday, Ryan Milano. Yeah, it would just be me, and it would suck. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, I agree. Oh,
thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'm just going to let you send it to break, huh?
We'll be right back after this. Go Ducks. That's it.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Into the building for the first time after the shooting. It was crippling, but it had to be preserved.
In response to the Pulse nightclub shooting that affected the LGBTQ community, Barbara Poma, owner of Pulse, founded the One Pulse Foundation to honor Pulse victims and survivors.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Join the fight for LGBTQ acceptance. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You know, on his way out, he was like, yeah, that clip didn't need to go in the mic'd up. So he knew. Yeah. In all seriousness, though, I mean, a high-level volleyball on Sunday. Got to get them again in Pullman. That's going to be fun here coming up in about a month when the Ducks travel to Pullman for volleyball. Women's golf yesterday. They're coming into the final round in 5th place. They're in action today. We'll have an update as they come to a close in their final round tomorrow. Stellar second rounds, though, for the men. Greg Solhag, Nate Stember highlighted day one yesterday. Ducks shot 3 under overall. And the Ducks are in 5th heading into today's competition. And at last score check, they're going to finish in either 3rd or 4th. We'll have an update for you tomorrow as both men's and women's golf are in action for shorter tournaments today and yesterday. More updates on the show tomorrow. And again, tomorrow, you know, the bye week is important. It's a chance to really look yourself in the mirror, figure out a few things, maybe a lot of things to get better at. And then you get some extra time to prepare for your next opponent, and that's the Huskies. Top 10 battle coming up 12:30 next Saturday. The Ducks and the Dogs will kick things off. Coach Lanning will meet with the media after practice tomorrow, so we'll have a lot more football conversation for you. Also with Rob Mosley and Oregon softball head coach Melissa Lombardi joining us ahead of the start of fall ball this weekend. I'm Joey Mack. Mitchell Lee was back with us today in the OSN studios. See you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal